My name is Cadi Jones and I'm the SVP EMEA at Index Exchange. At Index Exchange, we have an amazing process for driving innovation. Because we're an engineering-first company, we're really fortunate to be in the position to be able to focus on what our customers need and driving the innovation that's going to put them at the forefront of success now and in the future. There are a ton of moving topics always in this industry, but the ones you bring up are really important, and they're linked together, I think, by a common theme of efficiency. At Index Exchange, it's something we take really, really seriously. Again, focusing our business on efficiency means that we're doing the right thing for our customers across the supply side, but also making it better for the buy side to access that supply. The best example of that drive towards efficiency is the work that we're doing around SPO and curation. Supply path optimization has never been more important. It's really hard for the buy side to manage the proliferation of bid requests that are out there. And by helping to shape that in meaningful ways that work for our customers, enabling them to curate inventory in the way that makes most sense for them can be really, really impactful at driving efficiency. There's nothing worse than being a trader and setting up a campaign and then having it not scale and not deliver in the way that you want it to. And I think that's where we're really seeing amazing success through marketplaces and through our curation products. The other piece that then sort of ties into that is the work that we're doing around sustainability. It's incredibly important for this industry to reset and to set new standards as to what good looks like. We want there to be a healthy future for our planet, and that means taking our own personal carbon footprint very seriously at Index Exchange, and then also working with partners across the entire supply chain to help make sure that that is as efficient as possible in terms of both driving effectiveness, but also then reducing the carbon impact of running those successful campaigns. I think it comes down to being guided by what is right for the industry, not just right for us as a company. That's something we can do because we are independent. I think a great example of this is just how much Index Exchange loves standards. It's not the most exciting or sexiest thing to talk about, sort of, if you say it just out the box like that, but when you think about what it means, if we have standards in place across the industry, it means that we can drive efficiencies across the whole ecosystem. A great example of that is the work that we've been doing for the around the Google Privacy Sandbox coming out. We've been really rigorously testing that. Before going into testing, we actually built a website which advertisers, publishers, agencies, DSPs and SSPs can use to test out those sandbox environments. We made sure it worked, and then we handed it to the IAB Tech Lab so they could help distribute it to everyone in the industry so they can start testing. Another place we've been really driving innovation through standards is thinking about the space around connected TV. So one of the really funny things is in connected TV is you can be watching a live stream, but there isn't currently a place in the OpenRTB spec to pass whether that is something that you're live streaming now or whether you're live streaming something that has been pre-recorded. And so we're working with industry task force to enable things like that. And that's really important when you're thinking about how advertisers want to engage with users. It's really different to see, are you watching a political debate now live as it's happening? Are you watching live sports at the instant that the final of a championship is happening? Or actually, are you going back and revisiting that? There isn't a standard for that at the moment. We hope that there will be soon. It's just one example of how we're using standards to drive innovation for ourselves, but also for the wider industry, because we all succeed when we're doing the right thing and making for efficient and effective pipes through the industry. We're seeing so much innovation at the moment around curation. I think that's going to continue and really start to accelerate much more through the next 12 to 14 months. I think when we think about curation, I think people sometimes are confused about why it's important. And I think through sort of 2015, 16, the rise of header bidding, there's been this immense kind of growth in the volume of bid requests that are being sent out externally. That's really hard for DSPs to handle. And so you end up with people setting up campaigns in a DSP that are just not delivering at the scale that the buy side want. And I think that's where curation really comes into its own, being able to shape the inventory that you're sending out to customers to buyers who you want to transact with. It enables the supply side to have a lot more control around how they're representing their inventory and enabling those buyers to access that inventory at scale. I think what's really interesting, I think initially we saw a lot of agency interest in curation, and increasingly we're seeing other kind of types of customer getting really interested in building out their curation capabilities. So obviously the agencies are still working very hard at this, but we're also seeing a sort of layer of curators who are bringing additional data into the marketplaces and curating that. So we work with Peer 39, for example, at real scale to add contextual data through their marketplaces. We're also increasingly seeing publishers start to curate their own supply. And I think that's really, really interesting where you think about premium publishers transacting on the open web. They have to really protect their data, they have to protect their inventory and ensure that they're representing their supply in the way that they want it represented to the buyers. And I think that's where curation, I think that's where we're going to see this sort of acceleration through curation in the next 12 to 18 months. And I'm really excited for that, because anything that helps premium publishers across the open web to thrive is really what we're about at Index Exchange. I think we have a really, really great kind of core set of traits which allow us to stay ahead of the market at Index Exchange. I think one of the first ones we talked about a little bit already is being engineering first and being focused on technology to deliver efficiencies and to set standards to help the premium open internet to thrive. One example of that has been the work that we started at the beginning of last year to prohibit MFA sites across our exchange. They do nothing for advertisers and they suck budget away from premium quality publishers. That's bad. We don't want them on the exchange, and we are continually working to make sure they don't find their way onto our supply, onto our exchange. We are known now by the buy side for that premium quality supply and as a partner that they can trust. And that's a really core value for us.